everyone, it's Climb, and you're watching another Supernatural review, and this is Season 5, Episode 22, Swan Song, and it's a Season 5 finale. If you're new here, I do a recap and review of every single episode, so let's get into it, of Supernatural, if that wasn't clear. So some people say this is the greatest episode of Supernatural ever, and sometimes I feel like it. Like, I don't feel like it's maybe my favorite episode, but a lot of, like, I feel like I could see it, or at least I thought I could see it. It just got really hot in here as soon as I started talking, so I'm actually gonna turn on the AC. Give me a second. I literally just get so hot from talking. I always have to have the AC in the summer, but even though it's like August, it actually felt like okay in here, but then as soon as I started talking. Anyway, so I went into it knowing it's one of the greatest episodes of Supernatural, if not the greatest, and it's an episode I've seen many times before, and I think because I went into that mindset, you know, it felt a little bit overrated. But I think it's just because I went into this mindset of this is the greatest episode of Supernatural ever, that it's like, I don't know, it just feels like it didn't hit that, but I still like am able to see like how great it is and how amazing of an episode, and like know what people have said in the past and how I felt in the past. And so it is still on the list for top episode of Season 5, and it will probably stay there unless I change my mind. Unless I did I put it as 2? No, I feel like I had to put it as 1. It's number 1. Come on. So something that this episode did that no other episode does is it kind of had this like element of like, I don't even know what to call it, but the whole like Chuck talking about the car and the history and like the brothers and like him writing, I guess, about it was kind of unique in a way because we haven't seen it before, and it kind of makes sense like he would do it because he's the writer and he writes the story. And he even in this episode, Dean called him and was like, what happens, like where does it take place? So obviously this episode's very serialized, and what happens is, you know, Lucifer inhabits Sam and their plan doesn't work, and so there supposedly is supposed to be this big battle of, you know, Lucifer and Michael, and I kind of wonder if like Dean never showed up. Like, how does the battle take place? Like, they're at a cemetery. Like, do they fight? Like, how does it burn off the world? Like, I just don't understand. I mean, I think what makes the episode is that scene at the cemetery, and I'm trying to think if it's the season 14 finale. The season 14 finale is a really great finale, a season finale, in my opinion, of Supernatural. And when I watched it, I felt like it reminded me a lot about this episode and this finale, and kind of had that same thing where it's like, you know, there was some mixture of like funniness, but I felt like that finale had a little bit more funny than this episode, but a little bit more, you know, mix of funniness and intensity. And then there's this like big thing at the end where it's like, whatever, you know, when we get to that episode we'll talk about it, but that's season 14, so very far away, you know, with what we're doing now. Dean comes, and it's crazy because Cass dies, and then Bobby dies, and Sam is like kind of killing Dean, and Dean's like kind of taking it, and then they have that huge like props to the editors of this episode, the amazing editors, because that the scenes they're able to put together, it's just like beautiful. And then somehow Sam regains consciousness, what is the word, and they go into the pit. And so it's kind of crazy that Dean decides, well, Sam is telling him like, you can't dream me back, like don't think about bringing back, which is something interesting because at the end of season 3, like Dean's telling Sam to not look for him, don't bring him back, but the whole time that Dean's in hell, like Sam is trying to find a way to bring him back. You know, he isn't at the end what brings him back. So it's kind of interesting to see like Sam tell Dean, you know, don't bring me back, and Dean going along with that. Like, it's kind of interesting to see, especially with how the show ended, with like, you know, I feel like it's something where Dean would do more to bring Sam back, but in this instance he doesn't, and that's kind of why they ended the show how they ended it, because of how Dean and Sam are in people. And so this kind of is a swap from that, where it's like Sam living the white picket fence life at the end of the series, and now it's like Dean going to Lisa, like the one girl. I know, it's just kind of random. I think they just went with the Lisa, I don't know, but then he's like kind of like a father figure. And he doesn't look for Sam, and he, you know, we don't see this till the next episode, and sorry this is a spoiler, but he lives like a year in this regular life, and it's crazy to see. But you know, Sam comes back, and that's kind of how the season ends, because obviously like Eric Kripke leaves the show at season 5, but the show continues on, and so, you know, they have to have Sam back. So Sam is back, and so I don't know if at this point they know they want to do Soulless Sam or whatever, but that's kind of where it ends up in season 6. And I mean, I'm not too excited for season 6, because actually season 6 is like, I think, my least favorite season, even though it had the French mistake, and I think there are a couple like other good episodes, but in my opinion season 6 is like my least favorite season, just because, I don't know, like their grandfather also comes back, which is also another spoiler. Sam's just like so different, I guess. And it's just like very heavily monster. Like I feel like the last, you know, we were in a period where it was like, you know, a lot of demon episodes and then a lot of angel episodes. And so then they go in this period with a lot of monster episodes. And I always felt like, you know, I feel like majority of the episodes are ghosts, right? But we have a monster here and there, but season 6 is just so heavily monsters and just monsters that like that doesn't feel right either. And I feel like you need to have a good mix, and like this is something maybe the Supernatural writers don't do right, is they don't have a good mix, and they focus certain seasons on these certain different elements, which like I understand, because the season you need to focus on something, you need to have some kind of story, and like that's the point, is because I've heard if it's Eve, I don't exactly know where season 6 ends up, because I really like forgot about it, and I didn't really watch a lot of episodes from the season, because it's like whatever, I don't even know what ends up in season 6. But anyway, you know, season 5 overall the season, let's talk about the overall seasons. It had so many strong episodes, but it also had a lot of okay episodes, that some of the okay episodes just didn't feel as strong, just because there's been a lot of strong episodes, and it felt like the most serialized season. And I think season 6 was even more feeling serialized, where we've had so many more serialized episodes. Like towards the end it just felt way more serialized. A lot of the episodic episodes had so many more touchstones of serialization. So overall as a season, like a lot of people say this is the greatest season of Supernatural, and like I feel like yes, but a part of me is like wanting more. Part of me wants an even better season, but I don't even think we get it. I feel like season 12 and season 13 I really like. Like the next few seasons are just kind of like season 3 to season 5 are really great. Then the next few seasons are blah, but then I think when you get to like season 12 and season 13, it really picks up again, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna end here. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and bye.